is we have the Marmaday Research DAO. And we are going to be kind of just figuring out how to interact with the Near ecosystem as a DAO. So for the past few months, I've been doing this kind of as an individual using either marmaj.near or then we can look at all these accounts. So let's have some fun.
Sour on the
Sometimes we use marmaj.near, and it actually oh snap! I gotta tell Pikes Peak they're doing a great job. Now it's showing multiple linked addresses on Ethereum. That's kind of scary. So this 0x42 is actually Bianca's ad. No, oh, it's not. This is a secondary address for Axie Infinity, actually. I'm pretty sure a management address. I'm surprised. Anyways, very cool. So Pikes Peak is a dashboard to kind of start digging into the analytics on Near and what's going on. And so that's marmaj.near. Sometimes I've been kind of going through Chloe.near, and it shows you the linked Ethereum address, which is pretty cool. Shows you the balances, shows you how much funds you have in Ref, how much funds you have in Burrow. $37. We're rich. And then we're gonna start looking at these days how is it to interact with the Marmaj ecosystem as a DAO. So whether you're interacting with just the Ref Finance with your DAO, or whether you're interacting with Pembroke or Burrow, or whether you're interacting with Aurora with your DAO, we're hopefully going to be trying to kind of dig in a bit more. So you can see on Pikes Peak, the tokens I have here should match up with the tokens that are in the DAO's address. And so what we're going to do today, so for these videos, I request 8 Marmaj per stream from the Marmaj DAO. But it used to be 2.19 Marmaj, and I used to request it to Chloe.near. See that there was a proposal enacted 10 minutes ago. Right? And Zero Near was transferred from the Marmaj Research multi-call. What? No, that was Marmaj Research DAO. Why is it calling? Anyways. Transferred. Okay, that was the bond. So this is the bond going back to... There's no drop down, eh? So this is the bond going back from the DAO to the user. And then I don't know why it's saying Zero Near from itself to itself. In my opinion, it should just show that it's a call from Marmaj to the Research DAO, but that's okay. But the main interaction is from 21819, right? A individually owned account signed a transaction, which ended up interacting with the Marmaj Research DAO, which ended up interacting with the Marmaj multi-call contract, which ended up interacting with other things. So the execution plan is quite fun for these DAO proposals, in my opinion. And I really do enjoy how NearBlocks lays it all out. So let me make this a bit smaller, maybe. There you go. So to start, 21819 Near interacts with the Research DAO, spends 9 Teragas, acts the proposal in the DAO for vote approve on the 34th proposal. Then the Marmaj Research DAO, interacts with the Marmaj Research multi-call, and it has a few calls, right? Because the whole idea of multi-calls, you want to do, there's not a few calls, but you can have a few calls. We only had one in this one, sorry. And it's going to interact with the Marmaj Research DAO, and then it's going to kind of have the instructions that we gave the multi-call, which was to please transfer some pool shares. Remember, MFT just means pool shares, and we're going to transfer them. And after we transfer them, we're going to call some sort of function on the callback. Okay? In the Ref Finance contract. So what's happening is we gave the instructions to send to boostfarm.ref-labs.near. We said that we're going to send token ID :553. We know that because that is the pool for Marma J ST Near right there, 553. Perfect. So far so good. The amount is going to be 55, and we know this because when we call the view function, so the view function to call the ref finance contract and see what is the pool share balance of the account Marma J Research V1 multicall.near for this pool, pool 553. So we know well, we can call it right now again. Well, now it's now it's 0 because there's none left. They're all in the farm. But when we called it previously, there was 55.04, blah, 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 blah. So that's how we knew what to set in the multi-call. So we made the multi-call, we went to the app, we made a custom function, and actually, easily enough, not only can we save this template, we can simply, and dude, Chluff, you got Lennart, Near multi-call team, you guys are too cool. Load from proposal, right? Load, and you can see exactly what I called. So this was the exact contract. So we'll call it custom, but really all it was MFT transfer call, right? So transfer pool shares, and because it's a call, you know, it's probably to the Boost farm, to Boost farm. And you can see right here, receiver ID, Boost farm, blah, 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 blah. And I can do it again. The only reason why I cannot do it again, for example, actually we can do this. Let's have some fun, because this is what we're here for. I lost a video just now because of the audio, and so let's have a bit of enjoyment here. So there's 21 Marma J, 17 Near, 61 PEM, and 32 USN. Let's have some fun with some USN and Marma J. So let's just have some fun. So send 21819. Actually, let's just, you know, whatever. We don't need to talk about it too much. So 21.819 21819.near, and we will just, oops, oh no, I dislike my mouse. That does, I need to get a new mouse. This mouse, whenever you click these buttons on the side, there's a back key and a forward key. More fun with ref. Let's just call it that. USN 21.819, 21.819 dot near. Propose. This may take some time. Approve. And then we'll do Marma J. How much do we have? I didn't do it fast enough. Proposal. More fun with ref. I completely forget 21819.near. And it's going slow. I know we have at least that much. Oh, but I need to actually select. Gosh, help me. No! Why are you so slow? Oh gosh. So yeah, I guess we're gonna wait for that. Okay. I'll vote on the USN one at least while we wait. I don't know why this one's taking so long, to be honest. Oops. Just not working. Okay, cool. Always fun. Ref. J. 8.19. Okay. So now we'll do it a lot quicker because we have a working flow and we've already added. So there's a step that I need to go through at the end of this video to make sure everyone can go through this, because the step that got me stuck on the Pembroke videos and the step that got me stuck yesterday, I still haven't gone through yet today. I'm just kind of going through the flow of after you've registered. But registration is the first step, and I'll go through that in a second. So if you're wondering, oh, why can't I copy and paste what you're doing here? It's because you haven't registered your contract for REF and MFT shares. MFT, yeah. So there we go. We should have more. So honestly, we are just going to keep things simple. So we're going to buy some Mama J. Going a bit slow today, but that's all right. It's a bit slow most days. And this is why I can't wait to have my mainnet RPC sitting here with me. Let me play some Crypto Heroes real quick. ADHD. But yeah, then we can kind of just take our Marma J, go to ST near and just sell like 12 or something. Oops, not 12, you silly butt. 6.5. Doing much stablecoin farming on REF just because it's not very there's not much research there in my opinion. I mean, probably for stablecoin farming we're gonna try out USN because we can simply lend out USN and just make a simple deposit on Pembroke from our multi-call in USN, and that should allow us to earn 17% in PEM tokens and 3% in USN. So it's like a little savings account in USN, and then we get to earn these PEM tokens, which we can then use to interact with the ecosystem even more. And so, for example, the way we would eventually, if the research DAO or the multi-call contract would potentially start getting involved in leverage yield farming through PEM specifically. And so as we earn some PEM tokens from depositing USN, that's like a long-term treasury for the research team, we would experiment with, some automated yield farming, for example, with PEM. So we'd be able to deposit our PEM, for example. So it says wallet balance is 213. Okay, so right now we could even say, okay, we're gonna put 200 PEM, or I don't know. Okay, I don't know why it wants to do that amount. 200 PEM from 21819 into Pembroke to start farming and doing all this yield farming stuff. We can increase our leverage, we can decrease our leverage. It gets kind of complicated, but let's say we wanted to do basic, no leverage, automated yield farming. We could say, okay, let's farm 1x, and this is what that would look like. Again, so all we're doing is doing an FT transfer. That's the registration. We have to register for the specific token. It's not MFT register, it's FT register, and we'll see that because, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm like just realizing what I have to do. Oh, no, not this. Sorry, huge tangent, but if I go, excuse me, okay, this is just taking forever now. I don't know why. Contract, yay. And so there should be, oh my gosh, register. Storage unregister, that's not what we want. No, there's no storage register. That's difficult. Okay, sorry, I was getting a little bit excited if I fix something. Proposal not expired or failed. Okay, so the idea was that we'd enter some farms, that we'd be on PEM, that it's simple enough because if we had a card, we could say, okay, the first card is to transfer PEM tokens to the PEM. Hopefully let us see how much we have in pending rewards, because again, Pikes Peak should show you your pending rewards, which should help us understand whether it's worth doing the withdraw function for all tokens, or how often we should do the withdraw function for all tokens. But for now, the goal is to simply continue farming from the Marmaday Research multi-call contract, and then start just getting. I mean, the more you farm, the more we'll have a reason to claim rewards. So for now, it's just. I mean, for now, it's just farm on the individually owned account, transfer the shares over using CLI, hopefully a wallet one day or some other tool, right? And then after we've transferred the shares to multi-call, we'll use multi-call to claim, claim those rewards eventually back to the main multi-call DAO, which we can then use to distribute rewards to community members. So my idea is that eventually the tokens on the Astro here should also show multi-fungible token shares. And it would be really cool to start paying out bounties in pool shares, like 553 pool shares, instead of paying them out in Marmaday tokens. But again, something we have to talk to the Astro team about. It's open source, but again, would be way higher, but it would cost me a lot to borrow. Sorry, I'm looking at like my other Borrow screen and trying to look at how it works. And Borrow is so interesting now because, again, if you want to borrow, it's going to cost you only like 8% currently. But the rates change as your health factor and your net liquidity and all this stuff is different. And it's so interesting. But the way I'm playing it on the Marmaday.near account right now is simply depositing interest-bearing assets. We're not getting too much into the gamification of everything. We deposit interest-bearing assets in Near, so LI Near, ST Near. If eventually they have XREF, we would deposit that. If eventually they have pool shares or whatever, the main idea is we're just depositing assets that eventually earn some sort of interest over time, specifically to support the Near ecosystem with basically running a validator. And we try and deposit stablecoin or borrow stablecoins off of those deposits. Almost like we're running a validator and we're kind of withdrawing stable assets to pay for maintaining the validator. So currently our health factor is at 165%, which means the price of Near could drop by around like 70-60% before we'd have any issues. To me, that's a relatively safe area, and we use the actual stable coins that we have then to farm in the stablecoin pool. So I kind of showed the stablecoin farm. So we're earning 20% a year here. So, that helps us to be, any tokens that we withdraw in stablecoins can be used directly in this farm. And so even if the price of Near was dropping, we could just withdraw from the farm. It's all in stablecoins and deposit those tokens back to keep us from getting liquidated. And we actually don't